Hey VC, it's TC. I got a first of several videos I'm going to try and get done this week as I get things squared away. This one's a contest entry for Jerry over at Dark Side Vinyl. Terrific questions he's got, and I wanted to go through them and answer them in my own strange way, but you'll see. He's got 10 great questions, one of which I'm going to have to like fudge on because I don't have anything right now, but the rest of them I can all talk about it. And I'm going to have to pull up the list of everything I listen to and watch too. So the first question in Jerry's contest is, tell us how long you've been making videos for the vinyl community. I'm new to the community. I've been here less than 2 months, I think. I started in late July, and it's mid-September. It was fun. Number two, what got you started making the videos? I've actually been doing videos off and on for a number of years. My wife and I run a number of podcasts, so we have a number of videos we put there. I actually started the Kirkham Report a few years ago doing some countdown videos that ended up getting in all kinds of copyright hell from YouTube for stupid reasons. I mean, I wasn't monetizing, I wasn't trying to monetize. I put that right in the video. But this kind of video I got started with because of Rachel the Music Ma'am. Saw her thing and couldn't resist it. Whose video do you always try to watch? Question number 3. Well, Rachel, number 1. I watched Rachel more when she was doing the videos rather than the live stuff because I really don't have time to watch the live stuff. Normally when I'm working during the day. This week I happen to be on vacation, so it's a little easier. Some of the ones I always check out immediately include Steve from Value Vinyl, who I find is one of the most warped, hilarious people on the planet. I think we connect spiritually. Beth from B-Side Records. I'm sorry that she's taken a hiatus. I wish she wasn't. The same with Mike, Guitar Player 07. I love his stuff. He's also taken a hiatus, and real world stuff has interfered, and we will welcome them back with open arms. Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed, love his stuff. He's really fun. I watch Channel 33 RPM. I subscribe to over 100 already, just vinyl community. There's too much time, not enough time to go through them all, but it's just some of the people I watch all the time. Besides Rachel, I watch Aaron Mutha Alamere. I watch B-Side Records, like I said, is always there. Calico Silver, I find him hilarious. Carson Tucker, Channel 33 RPM. I'm going to be leaving out a whole bunch. Marican Lehman, love her stuff. Elliot Cruz, Melinda Murphy. There's so many. I don't want to leave anybody out. Chris and Eric, Violent Voyagers. Let's just going through the list, picking some out at random. Miranda Holter, Vinyl Guru, Mazzy, of course, the Randalls, Nelson and Weaver, Coffee and Vinyl. Every morning I can get there on Record Crate. Robert Fiffin, who I think is hilarious. Same with Robert Z, Ron Haggerty, Swellheads Network. There's just so many people that I enjoy watching, and I will, hit right away when I see them. So I'm sorry I couldn't get everybody in there. There's just a few of them. Why do you watch my channel? Speaking of Jerry's, because I find yours really refreshing. I'm new to your channel, Jerry. I've been watching it off and on for a couple of months, trying to catch up here and there. You're always so passionate about what you talk about. I love that. That's the way I am. Not necessarily the same kind of music. You and I diverge drastically on the type of music that we listen to sometimes, but I enjoy your passion. The record labels thing that I just watched today, really great. The same with all the other ones that you do. I love your contest entries. I love your record store day one. I love your reaction to the poster, which I think is brilliant. You're right, it doesn't show enough. It doesn't really scream advertising, so it would be a great framed picture work for your wall. I just think your channel's terrific. I do have a suggestion. You might want to adapt that bad guy from DC Comics as sort of a mascot. I know it's not spelled the same, but dark side and dark side. Just a thought. I'm going to do the top 5 albums. I'm going to do all the albums at the same time. How long have you been collecting records? Well, I got my first record when I was 3. My mom and her friends gave me a bunch of those. They were gold 78s for kids, made by Cricket Records. I wish I'd saved them. I don't have any of them anymore. From there, I got my mother's 45s. The first 45 she ever gave me was a song that I loved when I was a little kid called "We'll Sing in the Sunshine" by Gail Garnett, who was like many of the VC, a fellow Canadian to you. And I started collecting in a big way as I got into school. Right when I was in first grade, the Partridge Family hit, and from that point on, there was no hope for me. Once I got into high school, I was buying records, mostly singles. That's all I had the money for. Major way at the time. So my singles collection runs about over 2,000 singles. But I've always loved them, and I've continued to collect. I got out of it for a long time, mostly doing MP3s because I didn't have any room for it, which I'm making room for now. Getting back into vinyl, I bought over 100 albums in the last month, and 12-inch singles and stuff, because I found the vinyl community and I want to be more active and get involved and find all this cool new stuff everybody's got. So that's cool. Okay, the 3 that involve showing stuff. The first one is show your top 5 albums, Desert Island. I'm going to save that one because it runs into my another one. Show your 100th album on your shelf and talk about it. I have almost 800, 900 albums. So I counted through. My albums are divided: male artist, female artist, duo group, and then specialty categories. So 100N is Barry Manilow 2 from Barry Manilow. I've had this since I was in 6th grade. I was a big Barry Manilow fan as a kid. I still am. I love his stuff. I haven't bought much of his more recent stuff. I did buy 15 Minutes a few years ago. But this album was the album that has Could It Be Magic and It's a Miracle on it. I'm sorry, Could It Be Magic's on 1. This has It's a Miracle and Mandy on it. And the entire album is worth listening to. He does some great stuff here. Sandra is one of my favorite story songs by him, and it's on this album. He was just a great songwriter. I love his songwriting. And I played this a lot when I was a kid, and I played it a lot on MP3. So it's good. Okay, top 5 albums for a desert island. Ones you'll never tire of or never sell. I went all over the road. I just did the greatest hits Desert Island for Richard McCook about a week ago. So I've picked albums that are not, except for one, greatest hits. They're ones I like listening to and never get tired of. The first one, Def Leppard's Hysteria. This has monster hits on it all the way across the board, starting with Women and ending with, I've forgotten what the 5th or 6th single, Rocket, I think was the last single off the album. But this includes Love Bites, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and Armageddon, one of my favorite Lep songs. Love this album, always have, never get sick of it, always worth it. The second album for my sojourn to a desert island is the second album by Starland Vocal Band. It is Rearview Mirror. I don't know if I've shown this one or not. I showed Late Night Radio and the first album. This is the second album. This was the album that was out when they did the Starland Vocal Band show in the summer of 1977. This is their best album. It has some great music on it. No hits, unfortunately. The best known song off this album is probably The Light of My Life, which did get some airplay. But people don't realize that Starland Vocal Band did more than Afternoon Delight. This was the second album. They did a total of 4 regular albums and a Christmas album, which I still haven't got. It's the only one I don't have. Just found out about it a few weeks ago. So Starland Vocal Band, Rearview Mirror. Third one might surprise people. It's Dancing on the Couch by Go West. This is from 1986, I believe. This is Go West's second album. This one did not do well in America. It was huge in Europe and the UK, but this includes one of my all-time favorite songs, their ballad From Baltimore to Paris, which I love. Go West got the shaft here in America. They only hit really big with King of Wishful Thinking. They had a minor hit with Call Me and We Close Our Eyes. This album deserves so much more. It is great 80s synth pop at its best. Never get sick of it. Another one I'm going to get laughed at. I'm sorry, I've loved these two my entire life. From 1979, the Keane Brothers' second album, Taken Off. This was the album that I described in another video that I was laughed at for buying at a record store the same day I was buying I Want Your Love by Chic on pink vinyl. But this is a good, solid, mostly disco-sounding album. Tom and John continue to be in the business in their own way. Both of them have been... They did 2 more albums as Keane, not the Keane that's around now, in Japan, and then went their separate ways. John has done, this one, has done a lot of TV work. Tom, a lot of writing and production, including producing Glenn Medeiros' second album, Not Me. Really great stuff. And this album contains the dance version of Dancing in the Moonlight that I love so much. My 5th Desert Island album, I already showed on my Greatest Hits Desert Island album, and it's also from my comfort artist, which is the 8th question. Who is your comfort artist? One you know you can turn to and they never disappoint. One that can help lift your spirits or put a smile on your face. And if you said you thought it would be Hanson, you're wrong. It's Carpenters. I have been a Carpenters fan since I was a little kid. This is my 5th Desert album. Yesterday, once more. This is the American pressing. I showed the UK pressing on the other one. 2 different songs. This has all their hits on it. Karen and Richard Carpenter have been a part of my life since I was 6 years old, and they always will be. Great gatefold pictures of the band. Karen's death was the first celebrity death that affected me the way it did. I did shed a few tears when John Lennon was murdered, but when Karen Carpenter died, I bawled for hours, and I'm not kidding. I was 19. She had been my musical hero up to that point, and I was just devastated. The Carpenters never failed to put a smile on my face. I love her voice, and now, going on almost 40 years since her passing, she still can't be beat as a vocalist. Carpenters, my other my last Desert Island album, and my comfort artist. My favorite concert memory. I'm going to take a drink here. This one's tough. I went to a few concerts when I was in high school, and then I went to a few since I've moved up here. In between, I didn't really go to any. I did see a few, when I was in Ohio, in my 20s, and mostly in my 20s. I think my favorite concert memory probably happened in 1992. A friend and I drove from Lancaster, Ohio, down to Nutter Center in Dayton to see Def Leppard in the Round. And at that particular time, the band was touring to promote their album Adrenalize, which featured Let's Get Rocked and all those other hits. It was a terrific show, number one. It was the first time I'd seen them in concert, which was a dream come true for me. I wish I'd got to see them before Steve Clark passed away. And I loved a segment in the middle of the show where Joe Elliott is explaining that they're listening to all these grunge and heavy metal songs of the day, and they covered little bits and pieces of some of them. And it was kind of like a medley where they were covering Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. They did a few other things, and they ended with Enter Sandman, which was really popular at the time. Of course, Metallica's first across-the-board smash. Only when Joe stopped singing, the audience didn't stop. And he sat there, and he was watching the audience, and he's like this, with this kind of miffed look on his face. And it was obvious he was having the time of his life, and it was so much fun. And so I remember that very fondly. My friend Rosie and I had a blast that night. It was worth going to. We had really good seats, too. Nutter Center is situated such it does not have bad seats. We were up about halfway, and it was a terrific view, terrific show all the way around, and well worth the time it took to drive to and from Dayton, which was about an hour and a half both ways from Lancaster. A lot of fun. I do other big concert memory. We went to see Owl City here, 2014, I think, at House of Blues, and I love their music and his Adam Young's music, and he is just so funny on stage. Oh, hello, Boston! I just want to hug you all. And we're looking at each other like, hug you all? Really? So those are my favorite concert memories over the years. Show a favorite 45 or 10-inch album you enjoy. I can't show it now, but I can tell you that the 45 of Miko's Star Wars Cantina Band from 1977 was played so much I ended up having to buy a second copy of it eventually, because I was a freshman in high school when it first clicked. I had just started my freshman year, and it was rough, and that really helped get me through it. And later on, I bought the entire album, and that album remains one of my all-time favorite albums. Anytime I had a bad day, anytime I was having problems with my mom, anytime I was having, arguments with my friends, go up, put the headphones on, put Miko's Star Wars album on. 15 minutes later, I would feel a lot better. And the 45 helped at first until I actually got the album. So that's probably the 45 I enjoy the most. Let me make sure I got them all. Blah, 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 yeah. I think I got them all. If not, it's great. Jerry, I do love your channel, and I'm going to be checking out more of your videos as we go along. I find you a breath of fresh air. You're always so honest. You've always got a smile on your face talking about the music. There's no drama with you. Really a lot of fun, and I enjoy watching yours, and I hope you enjoy watching this entry, and I hope you'll check out my other stuff too. Don't forget to check out all those people I mentioned. I probably won't have, I'm probably not going to link them all. It would take me forever, but they're available on, everybody's got them there, and I'll try to link to a few, and I've linked to a few of them in the past. But yeah, just because they're all great, including Dark Side Vinyl, and I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure you'll make it to 100 subscribers soon, thanks to this contest. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.